continuando con su espacio Boston al Día, en esa oportunidad tenemos un invitado muy especial. Él es el señor Hugh Baber. Él es un ex pelotero de los Red Sox de Boston y también es un coleccionista de los artículos de Major League Baseball y está desarrollando también un formidable proyecto llamado Sosúa 75. Buenas noches y gracias por estar con nosotros.
Thank you. Gracias. Good to be here.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you so much for being here with us.
You're welcome.
Sí. ¿En qué consiste, Hugh, ese proyecto que usted desarrolla en la República Dominicana con referente al béisbol?
So what does your project consist of, and how does that have any relationship to the Dominican Republic?
Okay, that's a great question. The Sosúa 75 project, which I head up, is actually a kind of culmination of trying to preserve a historical area that there's very little knowledge about in the Dominican Republic. It's based on a conference that was held in 1938, whereby the only country that admitted the Jews during the Holocaust to come in and emigrate there was the Dominican Republic. Very little known story, but a wonderful story, and my hope is to get that message out through this project and through the development that I'm working on.
That sounds wonderful. Mucho de lo que culmina el proyecto es que él quiere preservar la historia, algo que lleva mucho tiempo y quiere que muchas personas sepan porque muchas personas aún no saben de la historia.
Sí, esta historia de los judíos que emigraron a la República Dominicana fue la época del dictador Trujillo. ¿Cómo usted quiere más o menos preservar esta historia y a través de qué usted lo está haciendo para que las futuras generaciones puedan recordarlo y no se olvide?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
La próxima pregunta.
Sí, no, ¿qué proyecto él desarrolla para que esto no se olvide específicamente?
Okay, what is the particular project that you focus on that, will never be forgotten?
Okay, it's the 75th anniversary of the first arrival of the settlers who were resettled per this conference in Evian, France. And so this year, the descendants there have a 2 or 3 day celebration planned, but it's not something that's going to be a lasting, long-lasting, type of commemoration project. So the whole idea is to kind of incorporate all the elements of the Dominican culture. Baseball, which of course is huge, which I have a connection to, as well as other elements of the project are Butterfly Sanctuary, which is something that commemorates the Mirabal sisters, as well as an organic farm, which is where the settlers originally came. They were urban residents that came to the DR to become farmers. So the whole idea is to reconstruct that whole origins of the community and do it for a long-lasting period.
Okay. Tiene mucho que ver otra vez con la historia y involucrando mucho de lo que es la cultura dominicana con el béisbol. Tiene muchas organizaciones que tienen que ver con las hermanas Mirabal y mucho tiene que ver con la historia y reflejando en lo que tiene que ver Santo Domingo o República Dominicana con el béisbol.
Sí, usted fue un ex pelotero también de los Medias Rojas de Boston. Y sabemos que usted jugó béisbol, que fue un profesional, y cómo usted ahora se involucra en el béisbol de la República Dominicana. Sabemos a través tiene contacto con David Ortiz, Jesús Alou y otros peloteros.
Yeah. So we know that you are an ex-baseball player and that you had a lot to do with the Red Sox. Now, how do you kind of bring together your knowledge of baseball to, now, keeping in touch with David Ortiz and Big Papi and all of that?
Well, I hope that I can stay in touch with them, particularly in light of this project. 2 years ago, in 2013, when they won the World Championship, it was a great privilege to be able to meet him personally, and that is actually when this particular base, which I donated to the Red Sox and to the country, actually came available. It was right after the events of the marathon bombing, so it was kind of perfect timing. I wanted to do something that was notable for the country and also in honor of some of the great Boston charities, the Jimmy Fund. And so I put together this project of the base with gravel from all the different Red Sox affiliates around it, and then personally toured it through the Lawrence and Providence communities to meet so that the children from the YMCA and from the high school there were able to actually see it before I personally took it over and delivered it. So the connection between the baseball and Dominican Republic is extremely strong. So what a better intersection than to have baseball being a piece of this whole project.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You getting involved in, the community and actually, bringing that to the hearts of actual community and bringing that back to their home is something that is very touching. Él quiere dejarlo saber que él con esta base pudo traer esta base a diferentes partes de Massachusetts y dejarles saber que tiene que ver mucho con su país y quieres dejarles saber que, tú sabes, cuando lo llevó para atrás tiene que ver mucho con David Ortiz y su país.
Sí, eso fue muy significativo. Cuando esa base o almohadilla, ahí vemos la almohadilla cuando el equipo de República Dominicana ganó el Campeonato Mundial de Béisbol a Puerto Rico, precisamente, otro país caribeño, y fue un noble gesto de su parte donarlo hacia la República Dominicana, y vemos como el pasado alcalde de la ciudad de Providence, en Rhode Island, Ángel Tavera, estaba filmando. Veamos como David Ortiz y vimos como muchas personalidades. También vemos como su fundación lleva actividades. Vemos la ciudad de Lawrence, ahí vemos a Pedro Martínez, Pedro el Grande, a Jesús Alou también, una gloria del deporte dominicano, junto con Hugh, ahí mismo exhibiendo lo que fue esta almohadilla, lo que representa esto para la República Dominicana. La pregunta es, ¿qué lo motiva a él a hacer esto?
Hugh, what motivates you to want to do all this?
I think that it's just something that's been a burning desire in me for a long time that, I never quite knew when I first came to the Dominican Republic. It's a beautiful country. Obviously, the beaches are beautiful. The mountains are beautiful. I had some close friends in Santiago who actually, I was there on a baseball trip in 2010 to actually visit the Red Sox Academy. Okay. And that's where these friends told me about this town on the north coast called Sosua that had these Jewish origins. And it kind of fascinated me and prompted me to really research the topic and really realize that it was a story that nobody really knows about. And the issues that it represents are very contemporary for today. Opening your doors, being tolerant. There's so many themes that resonate even today. And the hope is that this will be a project that will, again, not just be a weekend celebration of the 70th anniversary, but something that will employ folks in the community and do other long-lasting memories and education.
And surely remembered forever. Él dice que, tú sabes, fue algo que siempre ha tenido por dentro. Tenía amistades dominicanas que le habían introducido muchas diferentes partes de Santo Domingo y fue algo muy intenso que lo hizo realizar, que esto es algo que tenía que hacer.
Sí, es algo muy interesante. Esa relación que él establece con los jóvenes prospectos de los Red Sox antes de venir aquí a los Estados Unidos, brindándole una mano amiga en la educación, acompañándonos en lo que es el proceso de desarrollo de estos jóvenes peloteros antes de convertirse en estrella. ¿Qué tipo de consejo le da a estos jóvenes que están en la organización de los Medias Rojas en la República Dominicana antes de ser estrella, de ganar mucho dinero y de viajar a los Estados Unidos?
Hugh, what is something that you could give or say to a youth in the community that would like to become either a star or is becoming one in the baseball league?
Wow, that would probably be longer than just a 2-minute answer, but I think a lot of it has to do with all of the discipline that it takes to really be a seasoned athlete. It's not just in the body; it's in the mind, and good coaching is absolutely essential. I've found over the years that the difference between the best teams and the teams that aren't as good, let's put it that way, are the ones that are well coached and well disciplined, and that's something that has been consistent throughout my career and I think still resonates today and will for a long time. It's about coaching and commitment to the game.
Wonderful, yeah. La disciplina es sumamente importante y tú sabes cuánto tiempo le coges para entrenar.
Sí, los dominicanos tienen buen talento para jugar béisbol. Le falta muchas veces la educación y la disciplina. Y nosotros queremos agradecer que él se ha convertido en un embajador entre el estado de Massachusetts y la República Dominicana, específicamente con los Medias Rojas de Boston.
We really admire that your passion to do this for Dominican Republic, and you're an inspiration for many youth in the community and many people all around the world.
That's a pretty high compliment, so I'll accept them, but thank you very, very much. It's something that I'm very pleased to do, an honor to do.
Sí, nosotros veíamos también gráficas que están mostrando en la pantalla de un proyecto que ustedes quieren desarrollar ya en la parte de todo un complejo. Veíamos cómo era un complejo completo, cómo las personas pueden acercarse a contribuir con ustedes, tanto los dominicanos que están aquí o los que nos ven a través de la web en todo el mundo.
We would love to show, some of the things that were done on the website. We have some photos that we're going to be introducing.
Wonderful, yeah. This actually, I have to give credit where credit is due. So this actually was an artist rendering that was done by my daughter, Leah, which kind of really showcases all of the elements that I'd like to capture in this property, which is, again, an organic farm, a farm-to-table restaurant. Arts and theater was a big part of their original existence because they didn't have TV or radio, so they had to be creative. So that's a piece of it, as well as the botanical garden, which, of course, who doesn't love botanical garden, but the barracks also, which are on the far right side there, represent the original barracks that were put up for the settlers when they came. So the idea is to actually bring students, create exchange and scholarship programs with colleges and universities and student groups that could come there and kind of immerse themselves in the culture of the area and learn. And again, the whole idea being to not forget, to educate and remember, which is the hallmark of the of my nonprofit. And then, of course, on the left there's a baseball field. I couldn't leave that out.
Fue un pedazo de arte hecho por su hija, muy importante para su proyecto, y una énfasis en la educación y lo importante que es la educación.
Sí, ¿cómo los dominicanos han recibido este tipo de colaboración suya como persona?
How has the Dominican community received your such generous offerings to them?
Well, it's been very good overall. It's been somewhat mixed in some ways because some of the original descendants that are there and original settlers, they have very, very private memories of this through their parents and through their relatives, and I certainly want to respect that. But the amount of support that I've received from people that I've brought this idea to has been overwhelming, and it continues to go that way. So on my recent trip there, which was 3 weeks ago, I had an opportunity to meet with a lot of local government officials, also real estate developers, real estate lawyers, people who've been in the area for 100 years, even before the Jews came, who were very supportive of a project like this that would encapsulate the heritage of the area.
Recibió un apoyo súper importante. Para la comunidad dominicana es algo muy sensitivo para ellos, y algo que vive en su historia.
Sí, Hugh, veíamos cómo usted hablaba de cómo ese campeonato de los Red Sox en el 2013 significó un cambio en su vida. ¿Cómo usted háblale un poco sobre esto?
How did the 2003 championship really impact your life?
Well, it did tremendously. It took 86 years for the Red Sox to win the first World Series in 2004 and then again in 2007. So 2013 was 3 times at the point they were the reigning champions and from 2000 on. But it also was a very important year for me as it related to some health from some of my family members. It all kind of tied together. I've loved the Red Sox for many, many years and had the opportunity to meet Ted Williams back in 1980. Oh my God, I'm showing how old I am. 1983. And then also to meet Ted Williams and then David Ortiz, 2 of the Red Sox Hall of Famers of all time. It doesn't get much better than that for a Red Sox fan. So I'd like to translate that into momentum for this particular project.
Sí, fue un año tremendo para él porque ha podido, desde ese momento, muchos logros le han salido y eso sí que enseña mucho en su proyecto que está haciendo ahora.
Sí, Hugh, queremos que usted regrese a este programa porque va a haber, la temporada se va a iniciar de Major League próximamente, que nos traiga informaciones de lo que esto sea un puente, este espacio, de lo que pasa en República Dominicana, en Sosúa, con la gente de aquí de Massachusetts.
We really want to thank you for being here. We really feel like this is truly a bridge from Massachusetts to Dominican Republic, and now as the season is approaching, we really want to keep in touch and we really want to welcome you back.
Well, thank you, and I'm willing to do anything to help with this project and with you guys in the council that I possibly can. So thank you very much for having me on, both of you.
Si tiene algún palabra final para los amigos televidentes.
Do you have any last final words, any key points that you really want to leave the television with?
I think I probably would want to say that, you know, the bridging the gap in this whole movie that we just showcased on Saturday night, which you and your family came to and many others, was about two communities in Washington Heights, in New York City. The Dominican community, which lies exactly adjacent to the Jewish community, they had very little communication between them. They really didn't understand even this story or how much significance each culture had to the other. So like the movie, I'd love to see that kind of collaboration moving forward with the community in Boston as well as the one in Massachusetts, or sorry, Boston as well as in the DR. There's a program called Lindos Sueños, which is the Red Sox run it, which is 10 youth from the Boston area who go over to the Dominican Republic, do a community service project, and then get to play baseball for the rest of the afternoon. That's wonderful. I'd like to see the reverse happen and have the folks from the Dominican Republic Red Sox Academy, who are scholars, who do strong academically, be able to come over here and stay with some host families in Lawrence or in Rhode Island. So that kind of is my biggest dream next to this project, SOSUA 75.
Wow.
Sí.
¿Le gustaría que las personas acá en Boston y las personas en República Dominicana tengan esa relación muy fuerte y que continúe para mucho tiempo?
Sí, nosotros queremos darle las gracias y a los amigos televidentes que nosotros vamos a seguir incentivando este tipo de proyectos y en lo que está a nuestro alcance, en nuestras manos, vamos a colaborar a que ese proyecto que usted está desarrollando, muchos dominicanos, tanto de aquí como allá, puedan saberlo y también en los medios de comunicación de la República Dominicana.
We really want you to know that we're going to do our best to broadcast what you're doing and really offer this and try to welcome all of the youth and anybody in the community to this wonderful project that you're doing.
That's half the battle, is getting the word out, so I can't thank you enough for having me on.
Yeah,
Sí.
thank you.
Thank you for coming. A los amigos televidentes, la próxima semana continuamos con su espacio Boston al Día, donde tendremos invitados muy especiales, muy importantes y esperamos que la pasen bien. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Muchas gracias, Julio César Mejías, desde Moscú, desde Rusia. Y la canciller alemana, Angela Merkel, y el presidente ucraniano